Why during Pentecost did the Holy Spirit manifest himself through the tongues of fire? The tongues of fire which were posed upon the heads of each one of the apostles, and which had been separated a little like candles, which were then transmitted from soul to soul, to the point that this symbol had been used in many liturgies, for example at Easter. The priest lights the Paschal candle, and with the Paschal candle from one lit candle, which is then transmitted to the whole assembly, then to spread everywhere, dividing like tongues of fire. So it's rich in symbolism. First of all, why the flames of fire? Because it symbolizes love, this total love that invades the heart. And there is a feeling of fire within the heart, so sweet and strong. This is the presence of God at the same time. But it could also have been a sensation of wine, of very soft water, of a lot of other things. Fire symbolizes this because it is love, while language is the end. Because the first effect of this love, besides the fact that we know that God He has come into our heart, is to inspire the heart. And we begin speaking about Him. We begin to proclaim Him, to admire Him. This is portrayed by our speech, and that's what's occurred at Pentecost. Immediately Peter went out as if he were drunk, full of wine, to proclaim that this Holy Spirit is the Spirit of Christ, who had risen from the dead, who had died a few days earlier, etc. And he had converted many people that day. Why does he alight upon the head of each apostle? Well, because the Holy Spirit cannot come if we do not first of all know Jesus Christ, and therefore through Jesus Christ we cannot know the Father either. It's just like love. You can't love a young girl if you've never seen her or heard of her. Knowledge therefore proceeds of loving friendship. Love cannot come without this prior knowledge. I don't mean that the Holy Spirit was not there beforehand, but the Holy Spirit beforehand, if He had been there, He could not be loved by a reciprocated love of charity, as is the case at Pentecost. So therefore the Holy Spirit had alighted upon the intelligence, the head, and then the heart had been seized. Why is the Holy Spirit transmitted from faithful to faithful by divisions, separation of tongues of fire? Because there is a commandment identical to the love of God, which proceeds from the love of God. This is the love of one's neighbor, because we love God carried by the Holy Spirit, so we can love through charity our neighbor, because he is the darling of God, our brother really. It is therefore by this charity and by this humility which radiates among Christians that the gospel would spread to conquer the Roman Empire in less than 300 years. This is something quite extraordinary. Miracles would achieve less. What would really convert the Roman Empire in this presence of the Holy Spirit radiating love towards others? It's something that will change people who were so hard upon each other. And we see moreover in this world which is attempting to recognize Europe, how the colleagues are sometimes severe, merciless for one another, lacking in humanity. Conversely, the Holy Spirit provokes this love towards the other, and it can be seen clearly.